began asymptomatic testing.
Several student organizations at FGCU, Oregon, and we're going to play Guess the Song.
Hello, welcome to Hanging with the Executives here at the Bauer School of Music.
And you're watching ENTV.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Hard Hitters. I'm your host, Sarah Mankowtiz, and today I'm joined with
Nathan Wilson and Jake Henning.
And we're going to jump right into it. We've had a lot of exciting games this week. We're going to start it off with the Steelers versus Washington. Yeah. Washington is the first team to have beaten the Steelers, which is amazing. And Washington, out of all the teams, they beat them 23-17. Jake, how do you think that the Steelers let this happen?
Yeah, the Steelers have played a very shaky game on offense. They couldn't get their rhythm going, and the Washington defense has been playing really well, their secondary and their defensive line. And Alex Smith showed that he can still play ball. You know, he's coming back from that gruesome leg injury, and he's playing well. So I think it was a really good win for them, and a must-need win at that.
I think Steelers got a little cocky, and they got brought down a little bit, but it's going to be some good football coming soon.
Definitely. And then moving on, we've got your team, Jake. We've got the Giants versus the Seahawks. The Giants were able to pull it off. They beat them 17-12, which was something that I did not see coming. Did you see it coming?
As a Giants fan, I can tell you that I did not see that coming. Especially with their backup quarterback line. Daniel Jones is hurt, so they had to bring in Colt McCoy. But their defense really stepped up, and that's been a huge staple of their team this year with their defense. And they leaned on them, and they rose to the occasion. Russell Wilson couldn't really get it going, so it was a good one for the Giants.
Definitely. I mean, when the Seahawks only scored 12 points, you know that something's got to be up with the defense.
Right.
But what do you think about it, Nathan?
I'm just gonna say I was shocked. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, I was cheering all throughout, and just what an upset! Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then my all-time favorite game, not just of the week, but might I say of the entire season, was the Patriots versus the Chargers. The Patriots not only beat the Chargers, they blew them out 45-0. I was incredibly happy. I knew my Patriots always had it in them, but I did not expect the Chargers to not even score a single point. No conversions, no touchdowns, nothing. What do you guys think went wrong with the Chargers?
It's a fluke. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, it's a fluke. You can say the Patriots did whatever, but honestly, let's be honest. Patriots haven't been good since Tom Brady left, and sometimes people just get lucky, and that's what it is. Chargers should have came in. They should have played harder on offense, better on defense, and
did you not see the Ravens game or anything?
Hey.
But that's in the past. Jake, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that the Patriots defense has been moderately well the whole year. They've continued to keep themselves in games. But the Chargers just have been so inconsistent, and they've shown that with their 3-9 record. It was a good game for the Patriots. Will they continue to be on that level? Who knows?
I say yes. But speaking of next week, the Patriots are actually playing Thursday Night Football, so we're going to start with the Patriots. They're playing against the Rams, and obviously they had such a great game last week. I think they're going to keep that momentum going. I think Edelman's got it. I think that Cam Newton's got it, and I think Belichick definitely knows what he's doing.
Sorry, I'm taking the Rams this week. Look, they've been playing really well, and their defense has been one of the better defenses this year. Will Cam be able to get over that?
Yes.
He's shown his ability to not really throw the ball that well. He's a good runner. But I think that the Rams defense will be the staple of this game. So I'm taking Rams.
We got Titans versus the Jags. And now the Jags, they've continued to not look great. I mean, let's admit it. I mean, I've got the Titans because Jags, they really lack in the offense and defense. There's not much going for them. But anyone care to agree, disagree? What do you think?
Yeah, with the Jags, I mean, you gotta give them more credit. I mean, not the Jags, the Titans. You gotta give them more credit. 8-4 record. I mean, that's nothing to kind of cheer about at. I mean, they're doing a good job. They're playing some good football. Are they the best in the league? No, but they are in room of improvement, and they're still kind of in contention for that wild card seed. So
definitely. And then we've got the Vikings versus the Bucks. I think this is going to be a pretty close game. Actually, I think the Bucks are going to have it. I think that even though the Bucks are pretty inconsistent with their new team getting everything together, I think that they have looked pretty good overall. And the Vikings just don't have that same offense. I think that's what's going to come down to is the Bucks have a better offense than the Vikings. All right, we'll see. So Chiefs versus the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chiefs on this one. Sorry to shout out to Ian Lynch. Not taking the Dolphins this week. But they have been playing really well. The Dolphins defense has. And that may be a critical factor in the game. Can they stop Patrick Mahomes from this explosive offense? Don't think they have enough to do it. But I think it's been a really good game. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Moving on, we've got the Broncos versus the Panthers. I think this is going to be a close game too. I think the Panthers overall are going to do better than them.
I'm actually going to pick the Broncos this week. They played really well against the Chiefs last week. Their defense played well. And I just think that the Panthers, without Christian McCaffrey, who was supposed to be available this week, not available this week now, that's a big thing.
I'm taking the Panthers. I believe that the Broncos have been plagued with injuries all season.
Moving on, we got Texans versus the Bears. And I think that the Texans have got it. I think it's going, again, a close game. I don't think that either team has done exceptionally well this season, but I think when it comes down to it, the Texans have a better offense than the Bears do.
The Bears, they got up to that great start. 5-1, they were the top team in the NFC, and then they just continued to derail from there.
I'm going to pick the Bears. They start off really strong. I just think they need one win to just get that start, get that momentum again, and I think this is the game.
We'll see how that goes. And now we've got the Cardinals versus your favorite Giants. Unfortunately, I think the Cardinals have got it. Your QB, my guy, has a hamstring injury that he's not fully recovered from. And I think that's going to hurt the Giants' offense, honestly.
For the Giants defense, can they contain Kyler Murray? Scrambling quarterback, good offense. It's going to be a tough game, but I think I'm going to take the Giants.
Yeah, you got a great point, son. Picking the Giants. I just believe the Cardinals haven't really showed up this season. I expected more from the Cardinals this season, but the Giants, we'll see.
And then we've got the Cowboys versus the Bengals. I've got to pick the Cowboys. I mean, they've been looking pretty good overall. I mean, they could be doing better with their defenses or whatever, but so could the Bengals.
Look, Joe Burrow's out for the year. Their best quarterback. They've got third string coming to play quarterback.
As sad as it says, the Cowboys were once a pretty great team, and they're kind of starting to fall off over the past few years, but I believe the Cowboys are just going to be able to edge them out a little bit more.
And we've got the Colts versus the Raiders. I don't think this one's going to be very close. Honestly, I think the Raiders are going to win it by a lot. I mean, you guys can feel free to disagree if you want, but let me hear it.
You're wrong! That's all I'm going to say! Fake news! This is terrible!
You are fake news.
This is all terrible. As a Colts fan, I have to protest everything about it. Philip Rivers may not be the best quarterback in the league, but he will definitely make some connections down the field. No, they're going to win, but it's going to be one of those nail-biting games that's going to make me probably cry at like midnight. But I'm going to be celebrating with crying, not just totally sad crying.
It's going to be one of the best games of the week, if not the best. I think the Colts come out on top, just with a little edge.
Now this next game, I think you guys can all agree with me that first of all, I'm not even going to tell you yet, it's going to be a... Listen, it is. It's the Jets versus the Seahawks. Jake kind of already told you. I think that the Seahawks have definitely got it. They had their loss against the Giants last week, but I think that it was still only a 5-point difference, and it was the Giants and not the Jets. So I have to pick the Seahawks over the Jets. The Jets haven't won a single game. They're 0-12. It's not looking good for them at all.
They gave up a game-winning touchdown last week, 5 seconds left. They clearly want the first pick in the draft.
Yeah, I think they just gave up at this point.
Yeah, there goes
the Seahawks need a big rebound win after that last week, so it's Seahawks big.
I really hope that the Jets win and that we're all wrong, because that's going to be the greatest sports highlight in history right there.
We just need one game.
One game.
Let them have a game.
Right, exactly. Participation award.
Right. Okay, and then we've got the Packers versus the Lions. I think Packers have got this by a lot. I think there's no stopping Aaron Rodgers, and their offense just looks fantastic. Their defense could use a little bit of work, but the Lions definitely needs a lot more work. So.
Aaron Rodgers played MVP type season all year.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's shown that his ability to throw the ball, get receivers open.
Packers all the way. Aaron Rodgers has been playing hard, pretty good football.
Definitely. And then we've got the Falcons versus the Chargers. We all saw how the Chargers played last week, which made me very happy. But it also makes me underestimate them, and I think that the Falcons have got it.
So they beat the Raiders 45-3
Yeah.
about 2 weeks ago. I mean, where does that come from? A team that is 4-9, I think, 4-8. The Chargers just have shown their inconsistency all year, so I'm taking the Falcons.
All right, and then we've got Washington versus the 49ers. We saw how Washington played last week, which is fantastic. They're the first team to have beaten the Steelers. So, I mean, Garoppolo's not playing for the 49ers, and he does a lot for the 49ers, you've got to admit. So, I've got Washington this week.
But I just think the 49ers are going to edge out Washington. I just have a feeling.
See, I've been rooting for the 49ers like all season, and I've tried my best, and I've lost hope.
Nick Mullins has been playing pretty well. Their defense is good. They kept that game against the Bills last week, pretty close.
And then we've got the Saints versus the Eagles. I've got the Saints. The Eagles, ever since they won their Super Bowl, really, they just have not been doing good. It's
really hung
not
up on that Super Bowl, huh?
I really am. It's shocking to me. But this whole season they haven't looked good. Their defense has not done well at all. I don't think they got it, honestly. I think the Saints have got it. The Saints have a much better defense than they do, and I think that's really where the Saints are going to take their leads.
Who knows if Drew Brees will be back this week? You've seen that they've had Taysom Hill at quarterback the last couple weeks. He's been playing really well. But I think this one's big fashion.
Even though the Saints may not have their starting quarterback, Taysom Hill is he's lighting it up down the field. He's making great plays, making great play calls.
Steelers versus the Bills. Obviously the Steelers lost for the first time this past week, but I think that they're going to be right back on their game, and especially because it's the Bills, and the Bills have not looked great this season.
I think they just got too lazy last week. They thought coming into Washington that they were going to get an easy game, get that 12-0. But Washington played really well.
Steelers all the way.
Steelers.
I feel like it's a good wake-up call for them.
And then last but not least, we've got the Ravens versus the Browns. I picked the Ravens. The Ravens' defense is just really unmatched. I mean, their defense is usually fantastic, and I mean, it's the Browns, which the Browns have looked a lot better this season. I will give them that compared to last season.
I'm scared about their ability to play against good teams.
Yeah.
A lot of the teams they've played are under 500 or kind of shaky teams. And the same thing with the Ravens. I mean, you saw they lost to the Patriots. They had this game against this week. They played
Patriots.
Yeah, whatever. They played well against the Cowboys this week, so that was a really good win for them. I'm going to take the Ravens. I think it's a close game, though.
Thank you guys so much for watching Hard Hitters, and please tune in next time.